Thank you so much for making Locked On Auburn your first listen every single day. As we record this, it is now a 6.5-point line in favor of the Oklahoma Sooners. When we did a show before the lines came out, I guess 4.5, opened at 5.5, according to our friends at FanDuel. It shifted to 6.5. I'm reading that a lot of people are saying get in on it now if you want this line because it's going to keep shifting Oklahoma's direction, which makes sense. The national attention is on how good John Mateer has been. And this has already been an incredible opportunity for the Auburn Tigers. I think with the hype and praise that Oklahoma is getting, and I think it's justified. I'm not saying that they're not worthy of it. But I think with all of these storylines and narratives just not giving Auburn a chance, what an incredible opportunity that you have in front of you if you're a member of this Auburn football team.
Auburn likes to be the underdog, so that's when they always seem to perform their best over the years. I think 6.5 is a pretty good. I think you might get a pretty good split there. I think 7.5 might be where I see it topping out. Because I think a touchdown game, I think is pretty fair. I think that's about where I would, if I had to predict a score, I would say it would be somewhere around a touchdown. I got something for you on FanDuel that's interesting to me. It looks like they're kind of projecting. I'm looking at John Mateer passing yards. I want to see if you would take this like today.
Okay.
It looks like they're kind of projecting based off of the odds somewhere between 250 and 275. That's where after 275, over 275, it becomes plus odds.
Okay.
So it looks like somewhere in between 250 and 275. I'm going to be honest. I think I'd take that right now. If he had like 260 yards, I think I would take that right now. I think Auburn wins that football game. I think they're going to have to throw. I think he's going to have to throw for over 300 to beat Auburn.
What's your logic there?
The logic there is I don't think they're going to be – they're not a very impressive running football team, okay?
Unless it's him running it.
Unless it's him running it, and even he's not that impressive. So I think that's going to be – they're going to have to put the ball in the air, and I think Auburn's going to be able to score. I could be wrong. They were able to do it last year with a worse offense, in my opinion. So I think they're going to be able to score. So Oklahoma's going to have to score with them, and in order to do that, I think they're going to have to throw the ball. So I think that's going to me. I think he's going to have to go over 300 to really, I guess, have a chance to win that game. And so if I could take 260 yards right now, I would take it personally.
Yeah, no, you might have sold me on that. I'm worried about keeping him in the pocket. It seems like every time, like the first time we play a mobile quarterback, and I know the Ball State guy was mobile, but I think we all agree this is a different situation. We always seem to just let him out of the pocket. And like, as much as I love Kieran Crawford, like that's something that he wasn't good at a year ago as far as keeping containment. He's a different player this year, so hopefully that's not a problem. But with Keldrick and Kieran, and we'll see if Murray plays more, and we'll see what happens with Amaris Williams. It sounds like he's questionable, according to what Hugh Freeze said at his presser yesterday. I'm concerned about that aspect of it. And obviously that can turn into, busted coverage, big plays downfield in the passing game, or it can turn into those 8 to 12-yard runs that just break your heart over and over and over again. That's my biggest concern defensively. It's not the pass coverage. I just got a weird feeling that I think that's going to be okay.
Yeah. I felt like at times last year, I know you've had the South Alabama quarterback did it a couple of times too, where he got, maybe we didn't take his legs seriously.
Sure.
But remember last year, this is the game Riddick really came out, and it was all about spying the quarterback. And there was like a string there last year where I would almost rather it have been a mobile quarterback than a pocket passer. So you wonder if, is it just not game planning, respecting the legs of a lesser opponent, and you focus on that a little bit more against Oklahoma. But for some reason, his legs don't worry me. I'm almost I kind of want to get him off of his mark a little bit more than just maybe letting him sit there in the pocket, because the longer he has with our secondary, I feel like the more opportunity it is for somebody to get open. I don't
Sure.
know. I could be way wrong there.
And that's with any secondary, right? Like it's tough to cover a guy for 5 seconds. Like that's hard to do. Yeah, I don't know. I just respect Mateer as an athlete, I think, more than you do.
Yeah.
But like to your point, and once again, like I just don't want this to get clipped because like I really respect Oklahoma as a team. They have surprised me. I have been wrong about John Mateer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't as high on him as most people.
You weren't.
He's impressed me. But yeah, like I was wrong there. But it is worth asking, like, how good is Michigan? And then a lot of the stats have come against, inferior opponents. Now they've dominated inferior opponents. And I think most Auburn fans will tell you, like, Auburn hasn't dominated. They didn't dominate South Alabama. Feel about that however you wish. What does that mean? Like, that's great. That's great for Oklahoma. But does that mean anything for Saturday? You could make the argument that it doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. Looks like he had 19 carries against Michigan.
That's a lot.
That's crazy. That's crazy for like little under 4 yards a carry. Yeah, they're getting a lot of mileage off that game for sure. And I don't know if this is like the Michigan that you look at that just won the national championship. But, it's completely different to me, a completely different team to me. So they are getting a ton of mileage off of it. And he had a good game. They scored 24 points. I mean, he had a pretty good game, but
that
nothing.
Game was 7-0 for a long time.
Yeah,
for a long time.
Yeah,
and I think I'd rather have Michigan's defense than ours, but I'd rather have our offense than Michigan's right now. At least 2 weeks ago, Michigan's offense 2 weeks ago versus our offense now. Like I think our offense is better.
Yeah, I mean, definitely can't argue. Definitely can't argue there. I'll say this: I know that they've been watching that game since at least last week. Like they were watching.
Auburn's been watching.
Yes,
Oklahoma, Michigan.
Yeah, I know they were watching that game last week from being at practice. So they're definitely putting a lot of stock into how that whole game played out. I think there's a lot of similarities maybe between Auburn's defense and Michigan's overall from a talent perspective. Okay. Now you just got to go do it in Norman where they don't lose very often.
Yeah, no, it's a tough place to play. It's a tough place to play. I'm glad it's an afternoon game, not a night game.
Yeah,
that we I don't understand it, but I think we lucked out with that situation.
Big time.
For sure. All right. Yeah, we'll talk about this more throughout the week. Jace Matthews gets his 5th star.
Let's go.
I think Marcus Davis does it again, Kyle. That's next, right here on Locked On Auburn.